Hello, hello, and welcome to Ready to Roll. So it is session one tonight. Super exciting. Uh, so I am Gruznik. I am a charity streamer with Extra Life. I am part of Half Best Friends. We stream for charity, and all of our money goes to helping the Children's Miracle Network, which is great. So we get to have fun, play video games, play tabletop games, uh, entertain you, and raise money for kids. So super exciting. So this is going to be our weekly ongoing series. Last week we had session 0, which was character building. Hi, Neb, how's it going? A few things. One, I do want to show everybody my shirt that I got. Hold on here, let's move my camera down. So I had one of these made up for me and for Fueled by ADHD, which is the logo for the campaign. And that is really neat. So that we have a game day shirt, my own custom design. Hey, Kid Flash, how's it going? So we do have some new things. So as you can see on either side, we have our incentives. So we'll do this side for that side first. That is our NPC incentive program that we are doing for while we're doing this. So whether it be game day or non-game day at any point in time. So for $2 charitable donation, you get to name an NPC, a settlement, or a shop inside of the world of Masabu and get to put your name and stamp on it. So that way you know, hey, I named that. For $5, you can have a custom NPC with a backstory class. And stats done up, which will be a minor NPC that they'll encounter, whether it be, a shopkeep, a traveling companion, a mercenary, something along those lines, something that's not a major, but definitely a reoccurring character. For $10, you can have a custom major NPC made, complete with backstory and custom image. So we have, I have had 5 people take us up on that offer, including the Panic Nest, Nebula Nix, Captain Ragtag, Vaping Unicorn, and what was the other one? Oh, and Fueled by ADHD's wife, Brittany. So I do have most of them done. The only one that I haven't is for Captain Ragtag, because he just donated last night, but I do have the character concept in the works and know exactly what's going on with that. So those will be major NPCs that they will encounter. Some of them will premiere tonight, full blown, where you will get to actually see them, encounter them, hear them talk, things of that nature. Some of them will be in the background that you might have to look for, but they'll definitely be there. And other ones just haven't premiered yet, and they won't for a while because there'll be that slow, steady build for it, which will be super exciting. And then on the other side, we have, we have our game day incentive. So these are for anytime we're playing in-game. So there are 4 different charts to choose from. So there is the Chaos chart. So for $2, you get to roll the Chaos chart. The Chaos chart has all sorts of stuff that warp reality that affect the game. So some of the examples that we have, I did post them on social media earlier, but some of the things that we do have, which is, like if you roll, you have a chance to summon imps that just wreak havoc on the townsfolk. Have a chance to cause all the rage. Everybody turns into berserkers in town and start fighting everyone, which will have its own set of difficulties. Fly. Everyone can fly. Everybody gets as light as a balloon and have to try to stop themselves from floating away. Why? Because you can. Here's a nice one. Not a nightmare. A real flaming horse appears. Just a horse catches on fire. Just that's it. One that is after my own heart, and definitely after Ness's, I can assure you, is the Panic. Mass Panic. So this was one that was chosen by one of the viewers that was donated. The one thing that is not on that chart real quick on that one is for $1, you get to add anything you want to any of these charts. And they might not be incorporated in the session for today, but then it'll be incorporated into next week. But for $1, you can add anything to the charts. Other things are players' armors turn to lunch meat. Why? Because it's magic. It's chaos magic, and you don't know what type of shenanigans. On other notes, you can have fireballs falling from the sky, doing damage to the players, the inhabitants, the township, and screwing up their quest completely. Acid rainfall. Rainfall. My favorite one of my favorite ones, is Fancy Face. Everyone within a 150-foot radius grows a gigantic mustache, and you cannot remove it. You have to shave it. So those are just like random things. Other things include that are interesting is the PC switch bodies with an NPC. Suddenly, our barbarian is a shopkeep, and vice versa. That has all sorts of shenanigans going on to it. Or if you ever want to turn somebody's turn somebody into their clothing into an animal. There's one on here that if you roll it, all hats turn into frogs and just hop away. There are other things, including amplifying magic, and then also anti-magic, where it dampens magic so it makes spell casting possible. The fun one, breaking the fourth wall. A random NPC breaks the fourth wall and realizes they are a character, and just, panic ensues because they're having an existential crisis, thinking, I am just a fucking character on a piece of goddamn paper. But those things are ones that warp reality. Then, if you want to go a different route, and you want to cause even more, for $5, you can add a random encounter. So for random encounters, the chart can, these are things that happen instantaneously at the most inopportune time. So if you roll and they're in the middle of a dialogue sequence, getting a quest, turning in a quest, talking diplomacy, they're talking somebody off ledge, and all of a sudden they get attacked. You roll that, okay, instantly. And the things on here can include, some of the classics and favorites, like, the town guard, giant rats, bandits, or two halflings in a trench coat. What about a character's school teacher? One of the PCs, their school teacher that is from their backstory, is suddenly there fighting them. Why? I don't know. I had to figure that out. Other things that are a little bit more detrimental include a Trask or a Terraskew, depending on what train of thought you're on. Golems, brownies, giant rats, wind-up toys, assassins come out of them, tooth fairies, which are detrimental to everybody's health because they eat bones, people. Bones. Owlbears, beholders, and a plethora of other things that they can encounter. And I have to come up with a job of figuring out how to make it make sense within the confines of what just happened. So that's going to be definitely interesting and fun for me because that's chaos. And remember, this is all for the kids. Then on another, the third chart is the plot twist chart. So these are ones that don't necessarily happen right away because with plots, sometimes you need to integrate them a little bit into the storyline. Some of them can be easily intermingled immediately. Other ones might not be until later on in that session or on the next session possibly. But those are definitely things to consider. So plot twists include series of villains where the adventure is just actually you're fighting one villain after another villain after another villain. Like this is this guy, this is the boss. Nope, no, it's actually that you have to fight his boss, then you have to fight his boss, and just keep on going. Planar misfortune. Planar gates open up and creatures run amok, so they have a whole another type of plot to deal with. Sleep thief. PC commits crime in their sleep, so we roll randomly, and one of the PCs is committing crimes in their sleep, and they don't know about it. Sleep burgles. War breaks out. A stampede of animals in the area. The real boss, the bad guy who actually works for somebody that the PCs know or are friends with and is supposed to be on their side. Chase, and then you have the enemy surrounded, and all of a sudden they tuck tail and run. You have to chase them. Target is a double. Magical portals open up. Right here's a fun one that has like some of the players know it's a possibility because I did warn them. But the next dungeon the players enter is actually the Tower of Tears, which the Tower of Tears is an nearly inescapable, chaotic, clockwork-driven magical tower of just death, fuckery, and just not nicety. It's called the Tower of Tears because multiple players have cried being in the tower. So that's never good, but it's funny as hell. Then you can also stuff like, the treasure's fake, opposition's much bigger. So all these are randomness that can happen that just kind of twist the plot. Or again, for $1, you can add, you can choose to add your own spin on things and add something to one of the charts that we will incorporate. And then the last chart is probably one of the most fun ones. So the last chart is the Wondrous and Cursed item chart. So with that, you want to reward your players sometimes. And, like I like rewarding my players. Sometimes I like harassing them too. So that's why it's a wonder or a curse. You never know what you're going to get. It's a crapshoot. But you, as the viewer, and the ones watching the adventure with us, you can interact with the adventure and give them something. Sometimes it might be something they need, might be something they don't need. But right here's the thing, is any player worth a damn, especially since most of this group is veteran players that have been playing for at least 15 years or more, know how to take something and spin it to their favor. So things on this include spoons of stirring, which is exactly what it says. Upon command, it stirs shit. Like that's what it does, just stirs. A creative person will do some interesting things with that. Or what about a rabbit's foot? So rabbit's foot can go either way if it goes curse or or wondrous. On the good side of things, it's, hey, you get a +1 to all your rolls. On the bad side, if you lose it, you take -2 on all your rolls. A self-lighting pipe for those who are use herbs and tobacco. Troll gut rope, which is a rope that is made from a troll. So you cut it off, it grows to length, and then you cauterize it, and it stops at that length. It's extremely useful, and you can use it multiple times. Shield of missile attraction. So you have a shield, but anything that's flying, daggers, darts, bolts, marbles, anything thrown at you is going to be attracted to that shield and causing not good things to happen to you, including probably some brain damage. Everfill flask. Everfill flask is something that is a flask that has a liquid in it, and it never empties. It always has a liquid in it, and they come in multiple slot sizes. So a standard one has one open spot, and then you can have up to five, which each one is a different deep press, and it's magic. So it's extra dimensional space that allows you to have 5 different liquids in it that never run out. That being said, you can't pour it upside down and like flood the world with. There is an upper limit. After about a gallon, it stops for a second and then goes again. So you can't really break it. Paired scrolls, which is neat. So you have 2 scrolls that whatever's written on one is written on both. So that's something kind of neat. Book of Epic Boredom. Whoever picks up this book and reads it has to roll a save. Otherwise, they fall asleep for an extended period of time. Penguin tokens, those are always fun. So penguin tokens, there's 2 different versions of them. The good version is you have penguins, so you summon a giant penguin to help you, and he fights for you. The other one is you summon a bunch of small penguins, and they just run around causing just mayhem because they can. Flask of Curse, Swords of Friendship. Swords of Friendship are great because they only hit your allies. They do not hit your enemies. You swing at enemy, and it critically misses your enemy, and it hits the nearest ally instead. A Broken Spoon. Why? There's storyline behind that, so whoever gets that will know immediately what it is, and it will cause some fuckery abound. But these are just a few samplings. These charts are ever-growing and can be ever-changing depending on what people want to do. So we will get started here in a quick second, just making sure everybody's here. Looks like the only person we are missing currently in our Discord is Fueled by ADHD, and I am not sure if he has started his stream or not, or if he's going to be late. He has not said anything to me. Which I hope not, because I want him to be here for the beginnings. Brief begins. Why, thank you for the thub. I don't see his stream start yet. Yeah, I know his he stopped over, grabbed his shirt, and then his mom was at the house and stuff, and I don't know what else he had to do. So. But thank you so much, Vaping Unicorn. I appreciate it. So, a little bit of background and history lesson. I've said it a couple times in the previous streams. So, this is the world of Masabu. This world has been a joint effort of gamers, and most of the people here, with the exception of Robert, have all been part of this world over the last 20 years. It has lived and breathed countless eons, thousands of hours of gameplay, of world building, that is all of us putting our 2 cents in, having stories, good and bad, and just the enjoyment of being around a table and playing together and using your imagination and doing improv, because that's essentially what it is. But we do it because we have fun. I don't want to have commercials during this. That is very true. Commercials are one of those things, so we do have an ad starting, speaking of which, in about a minute and a half. But like I said, this world means a lot to me and a lot to my friends. They have lived and breathed this world for so long. There's so many of the lore pieces that you will hear over this session and coming sessions. Why, thank you! Thank you so much! But you will definitely hear about lore pieces here and there that are directly tied to some of these players, that they're the ones that caused it. And our ad is about to start. I joined and got an instant ad, so yeah. I am so sorry, dude. That sucks. Oh, there he is. There he is. So ad starts in about about 10 seconds or so. The last 2 founder badges. There you go! I need to turn your stream. I need to get you to turn streamer settings on Discord. Yeah. It's something I've been planning on doing, but I've been busy. So there's that. And I'm lazy. So there's that. uh, okay. So we will be starting here soon. I'll get with you next week. Okay, sounds like a plan. I actually have. I think I only work 3 days next week because I have PTO for my wife's birthday. You get distracted? Trust me, I understand that. I understand that a lot. What the hell are they doing over there? Okay, so the ad break ends in about a minute and a half. So, let's stop that for now. Bring up some other stuff. So for anybody who is a subscriber not looking through ads, we're going to have fun tonight. So there's going to be fuckery abounds, and everybody's super excited to play. Definitely they're probably waiting for me right now impatiently, I'm assuming, considering that they keep on rolling random shit. Climb checks, reflex saves, deck saves. What the hell are they rolling now? There, I rolled a 39. Deal with that. So that's always fun. So anybody who hasn't played, who doesn't know what Pathfinder is a D&D variant. During when 3.5 D&D was out, Pathfinder was being built as a new campaign setting, and then 4th edition came out, so they went a different direction. The people that built Pathfinder didn't like it, so they bought the rights to it and started their own company. So, hi, Danny. Tell them to be patient. They know to be patient. They can't play without me, so I mean that's the good thing about being the DM. I can be late, and they have to wait for me. So, and I'm actually used to them waiting. Used to waiting on them. So, um, oh, welcome back. Okay, people, we're getting ready to get started. I was just giving a little background on what Pathfinder is. So if you know what D&D is, then you know what Pathfinder is. Pathfinder is a D&D variant. It started off owned by Wizards of the Coast, so they bought themselves out, started their own company, Pazio, and have been doing it ever since. So they are the competitors, the main competitors for D&D. I prefer Pathfinder. Most of us do. I have played D&D, Pathfinder, Big Eye, Small Mouth, Exodus, which is a Fallout campaign setting. Firefly, and a bunch of other different pen and paper RPGs. If there's a pen and paper RPG out there, I have probably played it at some point in my life. I actually have a bookshelf behind me that is full of them. But how about we get to it? We'll get to the players, and we'll start our intro. Intro. God damn, if I could talk.
What do you got +7 to?
Reflex save.
Well, hello, people.
Oh, hi, Will.
Hi. Howdly spoodly.
How is it going, guys?
Going
all right.
Sounds like he wants to play, but he's just importing a character and then saying he's not actually going to play.
Yeah.
Look, he's the assistant.
What's wrong with that?
Okay. Is everybody ready to
so I
start?
can kill him.
Yeah. Is everybody ready to start?
I mean, yeah.
Ready.
Okay. So we'll start with the campaign intro for this great age. In the emptiness of the cosmos lie an ancient realm, where upheaval and unrest are just as commonplace as night and day. A realm of intrigue, wonder beyond measure. A world that has seen great empires rise and fall in the blink of an eye, where races and cultures flourish and perish as the sands of time pass ever so swiftly. This is the realm of Masabu. Stationed at the center of the eternal Great Wheel, Masabu has seen 5 great ages over the course of its eons. Each has begun with a fresh start, full of hope and promise, and has ended the same, with sorrow, death, and destruction. While the country borders and names have changed, and new gods have risen to power, many things have stood the test of time. and it's with this that it is known that history shall not be taken lightly or forgotten. New adversaries move in the shadows, while new allies seek friendship and purpose. Bandits, monsters, and cultists terrorize the common folk known as the Chaotics. God damn. Uh, then, known as the Chaotic Surge, an unpredictable storm unleashes wild magic and warps reality, and grows in frequency and power. This is the dawn of a new age, the Age of Heroes. We begin our tale on the southern continent of Kintu, south of the port city of Maldroth. Nestled in the Lordain Forest lies a quiet, unsuspecting township of Desmore. Home to local artisans, a crazed wizard, and a world-renowned blacksmith, Desmore does not see much in the way of trouble these days. That is, until the heroes arrive. Uh, the adventuring party, you find yourself on a caravan heading from the major city. It's about 50 miles travel by caravan. This caravan is very large. It is being hauled by 16 axe beaks. Uh, so there are the 5 of you and 12 other Desians on this caravan. One of them being the driver, who is an older Tengu gentleman. Who just keeps on mumbling to himself and talking about commerce and what he used to do. He used to own a jewelry shop and an oddity shop. Um, so you, like I said, you find yourself uh, in this caravan with a group of other people. So it is dimly lit around you. You do see that there is an old, elderly woman, human. She has a hearing horn. Her grandson sits next to her, young Asimir. He keeps on speaking into her hearing, into her horn. Anytime she asks a question, he has to respond. You do see that there is a kitsune sitting on the far side, close to the driver. She has a little purple imp on her shoulder. The imp is wearing a bowler hat and smoking a cigar. She looks like she is looking at maps and paperwork, and he just has a small little lap style easel, and he's just looking around drawing. Uh, you see there is a elf that's sitting by themselves and is just quietly reading, paying no mind to the rest of it. Very well dressed. Um, there is uh, male and female, young of age, sitting next to each other, just gabbing at length uh, about entertainment and bardic performances and things they want to see in the world. There is stationed right up front of the caravan next to the driver is a catfolk guard. He is a mercenary hired by the caravan service to help make sure everybody gets there safe and sound. Then there is a trio at the far back, right near where the steps drop. There is a tiefling, a gripply, and a human. They are all talking among themselves. So, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I would be looking around, seeing everybody near me, and just keeping an eye. Like, just not sure of anyone that's near me at this point. So,
Okay.
We're already established as together, right?
Yes, you guys all met at the port. You guys are all traveling. So, like, this has been about a 3 day journey. So, you guys have known each other for a minimum of about 3 days. Some of you can know each other longer than that, but you are all traveling for whatever the reason to this quaint township. So it is raining very profusely. Like it's the wind is blowing rain into the caravan through the gaps in the wood. You do hear thunder off in the distance, and every once in a while there is a large flash of lightning. The caravan driver looks back and says, "We're almost there. About 5 more minutes." With that, you do hear that the little Asimir boy looks at his grandmother and says, "Huh, I'm scared, Grandma." And she goes, "Huh? Speaking to the good ear." I said I'm scared. Are you sure this is where we want to go? Yeah, we're going to the temple. You're going to be a paladin.
Nothing to be afraid of, boy. Just a little water and a light show.
Okay, if you say so, sir.
Oh, that's not untrained. Whatever.
Knowledge of
I'm trying to
geography.
figure out if check to see if the driver's all that accurate about how long it's going to take to get there.
Judging by the by everything that you know of the area, he is roughly correct. You are traveling along one of the major highways into Desmore, so it's actually a paved road where a lot of the other roads are like broken cobblestone or gravel or dirt. Like there's not a lot of sludge or anything on this. The rain's not doing much um, to do anything with the road, so it's pretty clear sailing. Like I said, the everybody's just kind of intermingling, but now since they're getting so close, everybody's starting to get their bags and stuff together and making sure they're ready for when it stops. As you guys are pulling towards the town, you see the lights in the large town gate at the northern entrance. Uh, uh, the cat folk blows a horn to announce that they're coming. The guardsmen look to make sure that the caravan has the proper insignia on it to know that it's part of the traveling caravan that commutes back and forth between the city and the town. They open up the gates and let you roll through. You arrive inside the city. The cat folk gets down and starts unlatching the stairs. He unhooks it, lets the stairs down. He helps the elderly woman out first. She looks at him and goes, I don't need your goddamn help. I got this. Uh, he's like, ma'am, I need to help you. The steps are kind of rickety and you're really old, so let me help you down. He's helping her down and she just lets loose a loud gust of wind. Just like she is just flatulent as all holy hell. Her grandson just kind of sighs and goes, Grandma, what did I tell you? I told you to take your medicine before we left.
She's
I cover my nose.
They get off, and then everybody slowly starts packing out. People start going their different way. The old lady and the Asimir start heading towards the local church. The elf heads deeper into the township. Looks like they're heading towards a jewelry shop. But you had stopped right outside of a tavern. It is called the Iron Dwarf.
head inside out of the rain.
Yeah, as I say, I'm just gonna head in.
Same.
Who am I echoing through?
I don't know.
You said it was raining. What time of day is it?
It is evening.
It is evening. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting an echo through somebody. Or a was.
I don't hear it.
Huh. All right.
I have you on mute.
You got all the screens muted, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm literally the only stream I have up is mine, and it's always muted.
Yeah.
Actually, I do need to bring the rules up though.
Okay. But you find yourself at the Iron Tavern, which I will share it again so everybody has it. So you are on the first or on the ground floor. There is some hustle and bustle. What was that?
Oh, nothing. My own theme music. Shush.
There is a little bit of hustle and bustle. Three of the four tables, of the four round tables, are full. The one closest to the door is unoccupied. There are two seats left open at the bar, and the table in the bottom corner that's against the wall is open. You see an elderly dwarf with a little bit of a limp walking. He has a salt and pepper red beard, slightly balding, behind the counter working. There is no bards, there is no music playing, just people talking. You do see some gambling going on. You do see that there is a bathroom located right near the front door. The barkeep sees everybody come in and goes, Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have a seat. Get some grub. Get a drink. Travelers?
No, I've lived here my whole life.
Ah. What can I get for you?
What is the cheapest?
Well, today we have grog or grog.
Perfect. I'll take a grog.
1 silver.
Alrighty.
How about a beer?
I have grog or grog.
I thought that was just the cheapest option.
It's the only option right now. I have not received my shipment.
I'll have a water.
You know, fish fucking that, right?
I've heard that.
He walks out back real quick, comes back with a bucket that looks like he probably used it for washing dishes or the floor. Just takes a glass, pours it in, sets it on the counter. You still see a few soap suds on the top. There you go. It's on the house.
Aha.
I'm gonna ask him.
I have to piss.
I'm gonna ask him about his deliveries. Why his deliveries aren't showing up.
Okay. 2 days ago, my man went to grab it. He hasn't returned yet. It has me distraught. He's never been late. I asked the local guard to do it, but he doesn't want anything to do outside of the city or outside of the township. It's not his business. It's not his place, he says.
Sounds like a smart man.
Well,
And I'm
thank you
just
for
gonna
the
meander
follow.
over to a table.
Okay.
Gonna poke my head in after hearing that and ask him, if he'd be willing to hire somebody to go check on his man for him.
My damn. Yes, by God. I mean, if you want to check on him, I'd definitely be appreciative of it. So, the roads, I wouldn't go tonight. I would go in the morning. You're looking for a little halfling. His name's Theo Lightfoot.
Well, I'll say first question is how much is his appreciation worth?
Well, I'm kind of low on the cash right now. I can give you 10 gold and 3 bottles of spirits of your choice when you get it back.
Throw that in a free room for the night in, and I'll take the job.
Deal.
I'm gonna take a drink of this here delicious grog and hope it's delicious.
You take a swig as it passes over your parched lips. At first, it tastes sweet, and then tastes like rotten eggs and stale fish, and a little bit of mint. You're not sure why, but a little bit of mint.
I'm undecided as to whether that's good to my character or not. I think it is.
Yeah. You are a half orc, so it's to you it'd be tolerable, definitely.
And you're not so bright.
That's also yes.
yes. There's that.
Grog always tastes like what?
He's not drinking it; he's chewing it. Beer sign and everything.
At this point, probably. So.
Right, get
Hold
back
on.
to the restroom now.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll this. Am I smart enough to just drink it?
Yes. So he also tells you, are you smart enough to drink it?
I feel like a 14 smart enough to drink it.
Yeah.
What's the intelligence DC for knowing how to drink?
Don't worry.
18.
Yeah. Well, for you, maybe. I definitely blame Alex for that. But anyway, so the barkeep actually introduces himself to you, Juddy, since you accepted the job. His name is Oren Ironbeard. This is my tavern, the Iron Tavern, or as everybody calls it, Ironbeards.
You're acting like a freaking lunatic. Calm down.
So
But-
his name was Oren?
Yeah, Oren.
Oh, okay.
Oren Ironbeard. He says, the road to the east of town is where you're going to want to go. It's about half a day's journey to where we go to pick it up, so I don't know why he's not back. That's why I has concern. I can't leave since he's the only other employee that I